Good morning, Melissa. How are you?
Good morning, Leslie. I'm awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And we're not really revealing what we're wearing because it's National Ugly Sweater Day. And we're going to hold off the full reveal until we know everybody is here. And I'm just checking if people are here because I know there's always now that 1 minute delay.
You just have to be
So,
yourself for the
I'll,
first minute. It's okay.
exactly. And I think we might finally be getting some snow in New York this weekend.
Possibly. I can't say that that overjoys me, but if it gets here for Christmas, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I've always thought, and people would call and go, "Oh, I heard there's a lot of snow in New York." I've always thought being in the city is probably one of the easiest places to live when there's snow. Yes, we've got to get the boots on and the right clothing, but we can walk, we can usually hop on a subway or a bus, and it's kind of fun, especially with the fresh white snow. Oh, we have lots of people all of a sudden arriving. Thank you for the LinkedIn, like the doors open. Hello, everyone. Um, so what I want now that you're all here, and I even see Evan is here, so I can reveal his. So many of you, and I didn't change my banner. Here we are. We're going to spotlight a few of the ugly sweaters that were in the comments, and thank you. And the reason why I'm going to start with Kim Brayland, I don't know if you could see it. And if you can't see it clearly, go to the comments, give her photo some love. She took a picture, showed a picture of herself, and it says, "I believe in Santa and unicorns." So sweet.
I believe in Santa and unicorns too.
And then we have the creation by Evan. And I want you to know, everyone should know this. This is just the first in his line of sweaters. There's another one he posted as well. And if you want the story between Truss Wobbly, you're going to have to go to his profile and read his recent post. And then last but not least, yay, Michelle Griffin. She posted on our post. She just created another post this morning, and I am just adoring her sweater. And it's beautifully ugly. It's in that kind of category. I love it. So thank you, everyone. Should we see who's here? If I can find the comments.
It's early.
It's early. Um, And if you see any, I'll post some. Hello. Hello, Evan. Karen Cooper, good morning. She's one of the people that we recently met in person, and it was awesome.
It was a great event. And we met Evan recently in person too at a different event.
Exact, very special. It's still the last time I had gelato.
We'll have to fix that.
Oh, and Leah is here from Milwaukee. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining us. Look who's here. Holly Price. Thank you. I adore you. He's one of my first friends on LinkedIn when I got active. Oh, David, thank you for joining from Chicago. I think we're going to have a couple of people from Chicago today.
Okay, I also have to give a shout out of my own because I see that Kimberly Arnold just joined us, and it is super early on the West Coast. So I'm just making a special shout out for being up this early. Thank you.
And Michelle, I don't know if you missed it. We highlighted your sweater. Thank you, because I think it's like beautifully ugly.
Send some
Oh, and
sun.
Sarah, thank you for joining us. And I got Evan. Oh, Carlos. Okay, here's another one. Carlos, thank you for getting up so early to join us. I really appreciate it. And we'll do a couple more. And yes, we have to get Kimberly up here. Yes, thank you. And I think we caught most everyone. So we're going to get started. Let me, and of course, keep on telling us where you're tuning in from. Thank you for joining us. Whether you're a new viewer, a returning viewer, or you're watching this via YouTube or the LinkedIn recordings, thank you. This is Let's Talk About It, Careers, Business, and LinkedIn, episode 15. It's the holiday special, and we're going to talk about building community. So we're going to start with introducing ourselves, and we're going to reveal our ugly. Melissa, you're up.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I am Melissa Cohen. I am a personal brand and LinkedIn strategist. I help you build your brand, find your voice, and build your business here on LinkedIn. I absolutely love doing these monthly lives with Leslie. And I have chosen an especially festive, ugly sweater. So we're going to try and see if we can do this with technology. So here's
Oh
the
my
ugly
God.
sweater. I'd like to highlight that this has actual Christmas
Oh my
decorations
God.
and actual holiday presents.
Wow.
That is my
That is, I think that's gorgeously ugly. I
thank
love it. And you know what we were having a bet in this household last night. I wondered if, because we didn't reveal the sweaters to each other before now, I was wondering if we'd end up with the same one. And I'm glad we didn't. I have something different. So, I'm Leslie Nydick, the conflict strategist. I help people get unstuck from conflict. And if you follow me here, you'll know I share tips on communication, negotiation, and of course, about conflict. So, and now I'm not talking about that, I want to reveal my sweater. So, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to sit back and then kind of reveal, but I have something special. I hope you can see it all. There's even like a cute real scarf here, but now I have to find my little,
Okay, you
and I
win,
have all
Leslie.
different, and I can keep it on. It's I
You
can play
win.
around with it later. It kind of reminds me of it was a tribute to last year when we both wore the
Yes,
headband, the
yes,
reindeer
we did.
headband with the lights.
We did. I love it.
So thank you everyone for indulging us. So now, and we're right on time, we have a question for the viewers. But you know what? Before that, because I see many more new comments, let's see if this may be, we do have some new people who've arrived. Hello, Anne. Thank you for being there. Yeah, the lights like kind of do it for me. Who else? We've, I'm skipping around, but let's see what everyone's saying. Yes, Karen. And for those that don't know, now it's almost 2 weeks ago. There was an in-person event. Melissa was on a panel. It was kind of an all-day thing and all evening. It became a 12-hour meetup. And there were so many people that came from all over. Melissa can tell you while I'm glancing through the comments.
It was a great event. It was really, really fun. We're gonna have to do another one in 2025 for sure.
Definitely. Oh, and Sarah, that's right. So not so hot. Yeah. 41 and sunny. It kind of is like that in New York right now. Well, not sunny. We have clouds. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the topic. So this is for our viewers. We need your best guesses. And I need Melissa's too because she doesn't know the answer.
I don't know the answer, but
So
we have the wrong question up.
thank you.
Guess where you're
It's
tuning
live.
in.
um, we're perfectly imperfect. So, which country has the highest percentage of people who like ugly sweaters? Melissa, do you have a guess?
This is a total guess. I'm going to say England,
Oh,
the UK.
good guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. You'll hear in a moment. Now we want to see what your best guesses are. And I don't know if I have guesses yet. Oh, snowing in Northern Virginia. Hmm. It's unusual for it to snow there in Northern Virginia and not here. So, or maybe it's coming up this way. Germany, Ireland. David is guessing Norway. Oh, and Sia's here. It's okay. You're not late. You're right on time.
Ooh, we have
And we have another Germany,
a lot of Germany guesses.
Texas, but Sia missed that I said country. But Texas may be in
It's
terms of states. I don't have that data.
it's such a big state, it's its own country, I agree.
Texas thinks they're their own country. What else do we have? Denmark. We have lots of good guesses. Hello, Chasen. And there's a lot of saying hello to each other. And Canada from Lisa Klein. Well, I'm not going to keep you guessing too long. So there was a winner. Evan had guessed Ireland,
No
and that's
way.
it. Yeah, Ireland. 58% of consumers like ugly sweaters in Ireland. Now, the US wasn't too far behind. We were at 54%. But the country with the lowest number at 34% was Finland. What
Really?
does this all mean? Yeah. What does this all mean? I don't know. It was Statista Research did this survey, and I thought it was fun to share the
This is
data.
the kind of research I would like doing, absolutely.
I would, I would too. So now we're going to go to our main topic and get started here. So, Melissa, how to build community within our network, and specifically, what's your best tip and also one not to do?
I mean, I think we're doing it right here, right? I am loving seeing all of the comments. I'm loving seeing people saying hello to one another. I love the fact that, we keep this short, right? We keep it to half an hour, and yet the conversation continues. The conversation continues in the comments. I see people making connections. So, my biggest tip for building community in our network is just make an effort. And it doesn't have to be, a Herculean, arduous task. It can be as simple as coming to an online event, coming to an in person event, right? We talked about our in person event at the beginning of our show. That was just such a wonderful day, seeing people that I had only met online, seeing people that I know in person and was happy to see again. And then also just meeting people for the very first time, right? People that I had never connected with before. So I just think it's all about making an effort, right? Showing up, whether that's look at me, online or in person. Um, and one big not to do, I think, is don't go in with the expectation of, I'm going to get something out of this, right? Just go in with an open mind and a desire to connect with people, right? It doesn't have to be about finding a job. It doesn't have to be about picking up clients. It doesn't have to be about, anything that's transactional at all. Just who can I meet that's an interesting person that's going to add value to my community? That's my big tip.
I love that. Showing up. And that's what people say. Like, that's the first thing you have to do is just show up, see what happens. So, my tip is similar, and it's just stop and enjoy the people already in your network and develop the relationships, not the numbers. I think we all know that, but really, I know we can get caught up in how many followers do we have, and some of that data matters to some extent, but don't let it be the complete focus. Those are people behind those numbers. And I add emphasis on develop a meaningful relationship. It's not instantaneous. So it takes time to nurture it and deepen. So don't after a week go, you see, I tried. I don't have strong relationships. No, no, it's going to take multiple efforts to do this. And I think everyone knows this not to do. it's still worth a reminder because we're still experiencing it. So I think everyone here knows this, but I'm just going to say it again. No pitch slaps. They don't work, and they will actually destroy the opportunity to develop that meaningful connection. Period. That's it. I think enough said on that. Any other thoughts, Melissa? Well, I'm going to pull up. We do have a lot of new comments.
I think you covered it beautifully, and I love what you said about really valuing the connections we already
Am I
have.
not hearing you?
Oh, do you not hear me?
Or is it people could tell us?
I don't know. Leslie, ask if you can hear
Can you
me.
all hear Melissa? Like, tell us. For some reason, I don't hear Melissa, but if it's just me, and then I'm not seeing it in the comments. Can you all hear us? Let me go to the comments and jump down. I'm seeing comments. Can you all tell us if you hear us?
Okay, good. Anne said she
Oh,
can hear me. Okay, thank you. It's you, Leslie.
oh,
Okay.
sorry. I don't know. Maybe it was me and my,
Do you hear me now,
okay,
Leslie?
I do.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that was fun.
Sorry, all. We wasted like a moment of all your great. Now we have loads of comments about I hear you. It might have been me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, see, it's really us. We're not AI. We're not bots. We have issues and errors. So it's all good.
Exactly. Exactly. So now, while I do want to know what you were saying, and now I forgot what I
Let's
asked,
see if
so
I
I'm going to go
remember.
back.
I think I was just saying that I really valued your perspective as always, of course. And one of the things that really stuck with me is, you said value the relationships you have, value the connections you have, right? I think a lot of times we're always thinking about how do we grow our network and how do we grow our community, which is wonderful, right? The more the merrier. But I agree with you. It's also really important to maintain and nurture those relationships that we've had for a long time.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
And here
Evan said we're trustworthy, not trust wobbly.
oh,
Oh,
oh, thank you, Evan. And here I'm reading this for the first time. There's so many people who chase the vanity metrics, and I know Sia is not one of them. But when they're in real need, when they are to help, that's why follower count is truly just a number.
yeah.
Exactly. Well said. And then now I have a lot of comments on the we hear you. Oh, hey, Jeffrey. Great to see you. Yay. So we're good. Thank you, everyone. And now we're going to get to our next question. So it's just about that time. So this one is interesting, and I do think both of us, Melissa and I, come at it from different angles. So it'll be interesting to hear our thoughts. So how do you choose among the many communities to join? Like, how many is too many? What should we ask before joining? I know you have a lot of wisdom and experience on this, Melissa, so please take it.
It's a really good question. And, the answer might vary from person to person, right? Because we all have different bandwidths and we all have different goals. So, I belong to three communities, one of which I help run. And for me, it's always about the people, right? Do I enjoy the people that I come into contact with in that community? Do I feel like we have not everything in common, but do we have some things in common, whether those are common goals or, you know, common, what's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm thinking of the Outlier Project, right? The Outlier Project, we all believe that we can do good in the world, right? And we all believe that people are the most important thing. And so that's a community that I really value because I feel that a lot of us are aligned in that mission. Meanwhile, we are completely geographically diverse. A lot of us, we live all across the country, all across the globe, even. But whenever I spend time in that community, I feel that it's time well spent. And I would say that about all three communities that I belong to. And I certainly hope that people feel that way about the community that I run. Um, is it time well spent? When you spend time in the community, do you feel it's valuable? Do you feel that you learned something? Do you feel that you met somebody that you want to take that
Yeah.
connection a step further? Right. I would say for me, those are the two big ones. And then, obviously, look at the cost and the ROI, right? If it's a real, there are some communities that are crazy expensive,
Sure.
thousands and thousands of dollars. And are you getting ROI for your investment? Because it is an investment. It's an investment in
Yeah.
you, it's an investment in your growth and development. And what's the return on that?
Oh, those are such good points. And like the investment of your time. So the money and time are big, but the return might be great. So, similarly, and maybe just a slightly different twist, I always think like finding the right community or multiple ones, like Melissa has, is unique for each of us. So, my first tip is don't immediately say yes if someone invites you. Like, yes, it's great to be invited to something you maybe even admired or saw, from a distance, but only agree to the yes if you've already done your homework about like what are they expecting from me? How much does it cost? How much time do I have to put in to get those benefits that they're advertising? Because as difficult as it is to say, I need to think about it, it will be far more difficult and maybe even damaging to have to end your membership after realizing it wasn't a good fit. And the other thing to remember is you're already probably a member, informally or formally, of many groups. I think we all are. We just don't think of it that way. It might be an alumni group. It could even be a group of friends you travel with a few times a year, professional groups, and so much more. So make sure you review what you're already involved with to determine how much time you have now to join another group that looks like a great fit. Remember, you can always like plan to delay joining a group until a later point in time when you're going to have the time. So that's my 2 cents. And I'm glad Melissa mentioned her group, DIY Influence, because many of you here care about personal branding. And I do want her to do like a brief statement on like what is that boot camp that's coming up? Because I know from people who have attended that this one's probably going to be the best one yet, but I want everyone to hear like what's happening, and I think it starts in January.
Oh, all right, Leslie, you're hired to be my PR person because I never talk about myself.
I
Thank you,
do.
super kind. Yep, DIY Influence. We are starting a boot camp. It's called the Influence Accelerator. It does indeed start on January 22nd. It is a 4-week program about personal brand, thought leadership, and LinkedIn content creation, leveraging connections and sort of very soft social selling, and then a fourth session, which is a live office hours. And you are welcome to DM me if you want any info. So thank you for that opportunity, Leslie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I mean, that's what we're here to just tell people what we're doing.
Thank you.
No pressure. Maybe pressure on you to say something about it.
Oh my God, wait, what?
And that's another like tip, to people. We have to tell each other what we're doing. That's not a pitch slap. I'm not waiting for a response on it. We're just sharing what we're doing. And when is a good fit for you, go for it. If it's not a good fit, just cheer them on. So now let's get definitely to some of your comments. And now I have to scroll through the ones where I was asking, can you hear us? So let me see what's here. Ah, so Anne is telling us she likes to choose communities where we are all working towards a common goal with common struggles. Great point. Great humans in that group. And I don't know if we're referring to DIY or some other group,
So I think that was
you know.
about Outlier Project, but clearly it is about
Ah,
DIY as well.
I think so. I think so. The biggest thing about communities that is authenticity matters. Been a part of too many who are looking to use each other in some way. Yep, I've experienced that. I remember, and this goes back w- a long time, but I worked at Radio City Music Hall and I had just started working there. And I went to at the time, the IFMA, which was the Facilities Management Association, the event. And I was the greeter because I created this host committee so people would feel comfortable coming in. The event was great. Next morning, oh my, all the new people I met. Oh, doesn't Radio City Music Hall need new carpet? I can't tell you how many, and they were all like, let me take you out to lunch so we could talk about the carpet. And it was just, I
Fascinating
never even
conversation.
got to know them. And it was interesting because I ran into someone like 20 years later, and he said to me, and we were chatting, and then I said, "We've met before." And he says, "Yes, I'm one of those people who tried to sell you carpet your second day at work." And we lived near each other, we got along, and he's just like, "Did I make a big mistake? We lost 20 years of a relationship." So just remember that, like, do the relationship first, then you could tell people what you do. If and Melissa, if you're seeing any comments that we should highlight, let me know.
Oh, Kirby.
Yes, I love Kirby Lee and his network appealed to me. That's the thing. What appeals to one person doesn't have to appeal to everyone else. You don't want it to be. Size matters of communities. Think about that too when you're looking at them. I'm just passing. Let's see what Kimberly has to say. I love how communities we share are focused on learning together. We actively show up in challenges that we work through together. I love that. And Melissa, tell me, I know that you once said that and I think it's your community, but it could be in others as well, like the co-working time that you've done virtually.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Kimberly actually runs a great one in DIY, and I think that's a wonderful idea for anyone who's part of a community or even who just wants to start something informally. We have a weekly co-working session where it's a Zoom call, and the first 5-10 minutes is just saying hello and anything we want to focus on, and then we just go off camera, go on mute, and we just work. And I think we all need that structured time in our day to work on something. We all have those to-do lists, all those projects that we know we really have to get done, but it just gets pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And so this is an hour of just, we call it GSD, get stuff done, right? Get it done, get it off your list. And it's community, but it's also super effective. So that's actually a tip anyone can implement, right? Just get a group of friends together and
I
do a
love
co-work.
that. I love that. You're right. Like I could just set up a Zoom with three or four people
Yep.
and it virtually creates that experience that we've had at work. And remember, everyone, why like it's worth the effort. I could tell you one of my dearest friends for the last, now it's over 25 years. We worked at the same company. We did not work together, but we sat near each other. We'd overhear each other, like, and we were the ones we vented to each other when you get off that call going, oh my God, can you believe what they're asking me to do? And we're still friends because of that. It builds relationships, be able to just chat.
Absolutely.
So I want,
Oh, I want to see this ugly sweater.
yeah, oh, we're gonna wait for it, Nick. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Oh, and Kimberly's talking about our co-working time, having a check-in and then focus on something maybe that you are resisting. It helps tremendously to do it together. Oh,
So I mean, I do have a special advantage because Kimberly will do a little, somatic practice with us at the beginning. So that does make it extra special. I'm very lucky.
that is. And if anyone wants to know more about that, you need to start following Kimberly Arnold. I love that. So, guess what?
Oh my gosh, it's 10:29. Well, in New York, it's
Uh,
10:29.
but it's the end of our show here. So I first want to say this monthly event is all about conversations between Melissa, me, and with you for sure. Let's keep the conversations and the networking going in the comments. You know you're going to see us in the comments. I'm going to preview and just tell you we will see you on January 24th. And I'm going to turn it over to Melissa for some closing words while I have fun turning my sweater back on.
Oh, I just want to thank everyone for spending this half hour with us. It always goes so quickly. I am so grateful that you all chose to spend part of your day with Leslie and me. And as always, I will absolutely be following up with all of your comments later in the day. Want to wish everyone happy holidays and all the best for a wonderful New Year's Eve. And we hope to see you in January.
Bye bye.